line. Hey, the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wraps. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wraps. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals, and I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Today's racing action has been brought to you in part by our good friends and over family and sponsors and all that for this great season. A very big thank you from us here at Pedal the Metal Racing League for supporting the Season 7 Gander Outdoor Truck Series. Now, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the FEGPC.net 100 at Kentucky Speedway. And yes, indeed, race fans, here at Kentucky Speedway, we are now ready for you as we travel all the way down from Atlanta, Georgia, here to Sparta, Kentucky, to see the FEGPC.net 100, the showcase of the Season 7 Truck Series here on PTM Racing TV. Hi, everyone. I am the Crusader, Christian Shriver, joining you guys here today as we are stacked, lined up, and ready for our drivers to make their call, make their mark here on the old fabled Kentucky Speedway track. Some hard racing to master and some hard battles to come with it. Many drivers looking to come big and come for broke. It's a lot of hard charging coming up today here as we get set for our drivers kit showcase here on the show. Let's get down to it here and present to you our next level racing grading order tonight. As Tyler Ork will be the number 1 seed, and the number 8's outside will be Robert Kahn, 21. Row number 2 is Chase Henry, and the number 3 is outside Corey Reed at 27. Row number 3 is going to be Dustin Sonaker, and the 50 is outside Julian Condé in the 18. Row number 4 is Chantel Pottle, and the 5 is per outside will be Kevin Minipace in the 42. Row number 5, Darrell Arnold will be in the 6 with Joe Nudelman in the 14. Row 6 is Mike Ryder in the 76 outside Daniel Moynihan in the 77. And row number 8, that will be piloted down by Mr. Stephen Henning in the 33 is outside. That will be David Colleton in the 99. And finally, the 07 City Taylor in the inside row. The outside then goes Tom 55. Ryan Brennan will be in the number 15. Stacked roster, stacked lineup right now as our drivers get onto the showcase and onto the track here. We'll get drivers all squared up here on the track, see what's going to go down, what's going to be brought to it here. We got a heck of a lot of runners here coming down. Nineteen drivers made our call today. 19 act on the field here, ready to fire them up and ready to hit up. Getting squared up on the track side here, looking for getting ready to bring on the power, bring on the momentum, and on the speed. As our field comes around town here now onto the showcase here, we are set for the battle ahead, set for the runs now. We are set to go for the action. Drivers now leaning in, ready to get to it, ready to hot foot it, let off the grass, let on the charge, and bring it all down. Should be an interesting little lineup to see what all these guys can bring to the table, what they'll have at their disposal. field them off down around in the corners here in 3 and 4. This time by, I believe we're going to go green. Down to see what these drivers will get put up and what they'll find on the track. We'll get them right out of the gate here on the start. Con and Oric gonna have a little tussle, have a little battle here as we bring him off down to the edge here. Our flagman somewhere here around here. I think he ran off to the circus, so I'll just tell you guys when we're going green with something like this. We're going green. Command on the start. Drivers are off, and we are now ready to go here for the FBGPC.net 100. Darryl Arnold's going to get out of the pits and back into the track here. He's off. He's in trouble already with a lot of positions lost. He's going to have company patrolling right up to him here as the field continues to march their way on around. Solid start here right at the gate for Tyler Work as well. Coming up the Franks and keeping his speeds up and making sure he stays right up ahead of everybody. Mike right out in the 76 staying and behind of that 5 Chantal Paddle. Julian Conde right now looking to make a mark here in that U.S. Army number 18 as we field him up on the back stretch. Former veteran in his own right here. Conde looking to try to get a little bit of a grasp, a little bit of a track position here and some momentum under his curve. It sounds like there was some mechanical problems down there for Darryl Arnold. He was supposed to also have to serve an EOL. So, because due to unfortunate incidences last time out here on the show, so he was going to be put in the back anyway, but I don't think he meant to have to be stuck on pit road for that long. Said he had mechanical issues on his end, so he was going to get fixed up, and that's what he's doing right now. Very unique circumstantial side track here at the Kentucky Speedway. Definitely a bit of a, not really a driver's track if you ask me, but a bit more of an, just kind of an interesting little piece or take. Doesn't necessarily make the best racing, but it sure does make some hard racing. I've seen this track really put on some performances before. Of course, we've seen our greatest call we've ever done, I guess you could say in iRacing's case, because it was the one that they showed, which was literally the finish upwards of a 1/10,000th of a second finish at the end of the line. That, of course, done on those Daytona prototype cars there, which was a big deal for us, and we still loved it every minute of it. So thank you iRacing.com again for giving us that pleasure of showing our call and showing our day. That was still one of our most special calls we've done on any racetrack for that matter. Sorry, while I'm saying go, Kevin 42, move your butt if you fast or your blast. Well, Terry is definitely not holding back his words in that 42. And Minute Pace qualified 8th. He's currently in the 8th spot right now, so not exactly not pushing himself around too far, but he's not exactly staying back of everybody. I think he might have heard my big mouth talking there, and he was like, oh yeah, well watch this. Went right down and low to the 76 Mike Rideout. But Rideout, not letting him have any of it just yet here. 3 spots up here for the 5. Chantal Bottle, the driver out of the Rock section of Canada, looking to try to muscle her speed, to muscle her strength. Trying to exercise the demons of last week here at Atlanta, where she pretty much had, in my opinion, the winning strategy that nearly got the victory, but it was not to be. Now has to try to find a way to win out a track she hasn't won it on in quite some time, but in the NASCAR Heat 4 days, she certainly knew how to race this with the best of the boys, and she can definitely get it going here. Should be about lap 40. We should have for lap 30. I believe we'll have our little stage caution. I believe it'll be lap 40 we're going to look at today. As Tyler Work right now, just consumingly and just hammering down that throttle, has a humongous lead right now over the field. Not giving any inches to anyone, not giving anything back. Ryland's saying he's playing it smart. A lot of racing you go. Alright. I will agree with that statement. I will agree. He's definitely playing it smart. He's being a little bit more sophisticated. He's got to be a little bit more under control, be a little bit more on the edge. So I can agree with that, yeah. Daniel Moynihan there in the 77 Ford F-150 here, moving right up ahead of that 07 of Cindy Taylor, as Cindy just slams the throttle, slams it down to the gas pedal, and gives herself a whole lot of room. Straight shot line down on the bottom. Definitely not giving anything up to her or anything up to the other drivers here, but again, to me, if you want to get the best starts, you want to get the best runs, you got to qualify up front, and you got to really pace and time your strategies. Tires, really, in my opinion, don't take too much of a beating here compared to, say, like, I'd say more like around the Kansas tracks, to the Atlantas, to all them. I feel like those are the ones that really take the most punishment out there on the tires for these kind of cars, and trucks, if you will. And speaking of Kansas, if you may have watched on our Twitter handle earlier on, you do know we actually have one more race coming up today, and it will be now with Shake and Bake Racing League here on PTM Racing TV. So we still have one more race to go today to call, so be sure to head over our YouTube and subscribe there so you guys don't miss when we get the action going, when we cover our race. Shouldn't be too much longer from here, and we cannot wait to cover it with you. Reconstruction number 27 dealing with some company down below him. Mike right out, the number 76 now. Coming right in between, coming right on the nose. Drives it down low, head sets. Hey boys, let's see where this one can go. But Kevin Minute Pace behind. He knows how to play this game too. He's been around this part for quite some time. He's hitting it. Well, I'm saying, by the way, you're doing a great job announcing these races. Well, Charlie, I appreciate it, man. Uh-oh. Well, I think I might have jinxed Kevin here. Something gone wrong down there. That 42 looks like he might have took a hit there on one of the corners. I couldn't tell from that angle what happened there, but we'll take a look at the replay and see what happened exactly here. Looked like he had some great speed and some great power under the hood, but something did not quite translate on the later half there. Taking a look at it here, coming on the front straightaway. Looking pretty good here. Get around. Oh! Well, him and Conde getting into it a little bit. Conde, unfortunately, drove a little bit into that wall, into that area, into that no man's land, and unfortunately, Vanipace gets the worst end of it. That's where the speed got dropped off from. What a tough break there. But the driver out of the number 42 camp doing so good for a minute. Was going to need that stage break to really help get him back into it. Now again, that's not to say he can't come back from that little hiccup or that little situation, but that definitely is going to make things a lot more difficult long run versus that short run. Robert Kahn right now back under the nose, under the gun here, looking to try to make some moves off, make some charges here. Came out here, qualified second right now, and now has a battle with Tyler Ork as he takes over the race lead. Gone the last time he was here, he found himself pretty much on the verge and into trouble with his position. Fell into no man's land territory and cost himself dearly. Ended up, unfortunately, finding the fact that these trucks can only handle so much fuel and so much runoff, and definitely got a piece of it or two. This turn 4, I made that famous call. He ended up going out of the ballpark and in a pit road, got DQ'd for it, despite the fact really it wasn't all his fault. Nicholas Tong right here in the 55 playing a long-term strategy here, making a move off on that 27 and Corey Reed. Came out here, Tong last 2 weeks now, winning those 2 races. Now wants to try to claim the FPT PC 100 here. In the points hunt right now, though, I talked about that 07 Cindy Taylor earlier on with an average finish of about 4th. She's been the most consistent out of the bunch when it comes to her control and her reigning champ side. So 50 points right now for her, but 48 as Jason Henry with an average finish of 5th. But get this, average start of 3rd. So the driver has speed. He just needs to figure out how to get to long-term wise. Nicholas Tongs, by his 2 wins, only had an average start of 13th, average finish of 6th. Has to deal with that 45-point end. And then Dustin Sonegro with 44 points. Average finish of 6th. Got an average start of 4th, though, so definitely a much stronger year for him. And then tied, of course, with Chantel Bono in that 5 truck. It's an interesting position to be struck into, and a very interesting position to really find yourself in when you are literally dead head, dead neat with every one of these drivers. Pack still cornering them on around right now, hitting everything they can, trying to find some speeds. Hitting your marks and hitting your corners here at Kentucky, not the easiest. There's 2 lines really to hit.
and they're on separate planes of the track. The first line is going to be right just above the bottom shelf there, the bottom lane there of turn 1 and 2. That's where you want to get the most speed from. Then 3 and 4 is kind of a mix-up, the mix-up puzzle, as I always like to say on PTM Racing TV. Whereas, whoa, hold on a minute, Nettleman getting a little piece there, McRae coming off that front straightaway. I don't know how McRae didn't get taken straight out of the ballpark there from Nettleman, but great save nonetheless. Found himself in a really bad angle there, nearly got taken straight for the wall. He's A-okay though, but that definitely got taken back quite a bit. The big dog Darrell Arnold here had a start in the back due to mechanical failures, and also because he had a technically needed to go back to the pack anyway. And he is right now almost in trouble being put a lap down if Con and Henry can catch up to him. The good news for him is though, as long as he doesn't, he's the only one that's put a lap down, he does get the lucky dog, so that will help him. And that will give him a chance to really strike back and strike hard. 5 Chantel Bottle right now, currently putting her Lightning Wraps camo designed up scheme similar to the Jennifer Jokovsky she ran so many years ago for the NASCAR Heat Days. She said this season she just wants to go out there and remember the fun time she had in those days and really use that style, that throwback scheme. She felt like this year was something different for her. Well, I do not put it past her, and I do not put it past anything she's doing. Absolutely perfecting the runs. Got 5 spots up now as Jason Henry heads into pit road. Robert Kahn also in situating there, which means the 5 is now your new leader. But Cindy Taylor yet again here, that consistency, that control that she possesses in that 07 NASA machine, taking it all out of the line, taking it all out for a ride here. You know, we talked about it too here. You know, sometimes the fastest driver is never the best driver, and in this case here, this is how that season's been kind of playing out. Cindy has not been the top of the line, the cream of the crop. You know, no offense to her here when it comes to hammering down drivers left and right, but what she does lack there, she sure puts on in mental state and patience, and that is what's helped her keep that lead so far out of this season. But as the races continue to press on, as you start to continue to go through this kind of weeks, these kind of progressions, if you're not finishing in that top half, at top spots constantly, you're going to end up finding yourself in a bit of a rut, bit of a hole, and that's the last thing you want. Tong and Bottle heading into pit road now, same with Rideout Baker. The only drivers that have yet to go in pit road, Ryan Brennan and Cody McRae. Cody McRae looks like he's going to try and go for a very, very long edge race. Brennan looks like he wants to do much of the same. He's keeping his consistency up and keeping his control under that hood. Brennan deciding to go with pretty much kind of a blacked out scheme with a little bit of a blue on the front. What he said, it's all just a bunch of parts that he found on the old trucks, and he just put it back together again. That's what he ended up getting out of it, as he puts it. Con coming around town here, going to now fight off Tong and Pottle. Pottle and Tong coming out virtually even, but it's Tong that actually had the better position to get out of. He doesn't go into pit road nearly as long as the 5 did, and that ends up helping out his case a little bit. Jason Henry, though, right back through the field and right back into play. He now comes for the 55. So while field currently gets squared back up and the position gets fielded back down around, Bryce fans, when we come back, will the top 5 have anything to do with that taking down that 21 Toyota Tundra of Khan, or will Khan finally redeem himself and exercise the demons the last time he was here? Find out when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, today's race here at Kentucky Speedway has been brought to you in part by our friends over at Next Level Racing. Take racing to the next level. By the Butt Kicker Company. Best in performance on feeling real tracks of the virtual world. The Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. By Hubka Real Estate Group. Looking for the perfect place to go home? Call up Chris Hubka and Hubka Real Estate Group to get yourself settled in today. By our friends over at FEGPC.net. Matching your want with your wallet, FEGPC.net looks to bring out the best PC at the right price. And by Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wraps looks to bring out the best designs in your library. Well, that 5-star didn't look like anything out there that really would catch your eye. I don't know what the heck you guys are thinking, but I'm thinking also there's a lot of other cars out here that are designed by that Lightning Wraps crew. You may have seen that Joker Joe Nuttleman scheme, the old 14 machine. The way he told me, he said he loves the nickname so much, he just wanted to actually base it around the Joker. And I guess that's how it all came out. Actually, the design of that Joker scheme, I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's also a reference to the Dark Knight movie that came out in the 07, 08. I think it was 08. That was when that movie came out. So that's kind of that scheme that one of the drivers had ran down with that a long, long time ago. It's a pretty sweet looking ride, pretty awesome design, I will say. Very customized and eccentric, I will say. Still kind of just putting themselves a little bit back behind the 8 ball here, just watching time, watching positions. You can see a lot of drivers kind of being a little bit more lenient, a little bit more under control. They don't want to necessarily try to took out to my position. They just want to kind of run as smooth and as controllable as they can. They know there's a lot for up grabs, a lot of points at stake here if they can get it late in the run, but that's going to be their biggest telltale is will they be able to get to that. Looks like we're going to go to lap 40 before our stage break does come on out, so that will pretty much kind of give us a bit of an option or a bit of an idea on how well and how smooth the transition is going to be for everyone that plays a part in this race. Tyler Orrick here in the number 8, started your fastest qualifier here. Well, now he's got some company behind him here as Kevin Baker looks to try to get his lap back. He's running a hard line and a hard run, trying to get back up ahead of these fields, trying to get back ahead of these drivers. You can see what fresher tires will do for you. And the 87 putting on some serious speed and a half as the 8 of Tyler Orrick does much of the same around Jason Henry in that square D number 3. Henry looked like he was a little bit more off the pace, a little bit off the nose there. It didn't look like he wanted to put too much speed or too much chaos in there. Robert Kahn, by the way, got 11-second lead right now on this entire field. You want to talk about a guy that's just dominating himself? I don't think you got to give it to anybody else but him right now. Seemingly no end to his reign and terror, reign of dominance, as I've always put it. But again, on this track, I think he really wants to get that because he's sick and tired of all those days, all those weeks, all those months he thought about losing this one out. As I always kind of put it, and you guys can take this comment for all you want, but I always thought that Khan was kind of the Hulk Hogan of this league and of this series. And when he just couldn't get that win, that was kind of his logic, his mindset was eventually it has to happen. Caution is out. Looks like lap 35 will be when we get our stage break in, so I was wrong on both accounts there, so looks like we'll get back to green light racing here at lap number 40. Robert Kahn, though, definitely making a bit of a mockery out here once again, putting on a show, putting on a run. But again, it is early. Will the 21 be able to keep that momentum alive? We'll soon find out. Base car will come back on out here and get everyone squared back up in position here. Hopefully, see who has been the tougher of the two, who has been the faster of the bunch. Drivers will now have to decide when they want to go in for pits and when they want to get squared up here on the track. Let's listen to some of our guys right now. Here on the call is Kevin Menepiece here in the 42. And Kevin, right now, he had a little bit of company earlier on, kind of getting put up for a little bit of a bump by Conde, but seems like the truck at least held on and pretty held line there. But what happened there, my friend?
Having a little bit of audio trouble, and I didn't hear he was out there. Luckily, I was able to save it, not cause too much damage with him or myself. Luckily.
Luckily indeed. Now with the pace starting to grow nearer and thinner here, what's it going to take here to get back those laps, try to get back into position?
Saving tires. I got a penalty on the pit entrance. Had to serve a 30-second penalty, so that put me way behind. So I'm gonna have to reserve some tires.
For sure there. Well, Kevin, you got a fan base still rooting you on, trying to show you some support, so we'll wish you back luck and get you back out of that race.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Kevin Menepiece, ladies and gentlemen, there on the number 42, taking a little time to talk to you guys, let you guys know how he's doing out here. We'll talk Daniel Moynihan in a minute here as the 77 Captain Crunch machine brings right around the track here. I've always seen some colorful schemes out there for cereals, but I didn't think I'd ever see a Captain Crunch one come around here. Or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. God, why did I say Captain Crunch? I used to eat this cereal like all the time. I don't know why I got the Captain Crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Do not correct me in the comments, and please don't take my little line there from earlier. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, folks. Moynihan right now putting it back out. We'll let him get out of pit road. Of course, it's a little bit sneaky down there. The Ford F-150 Cinnamon Toast Crunch scheme comes out. And that means it's time to go ahead and have a word with him real quick here. So Moynihan right now currently, as we get you back here on the track here, seems like the driver's getting some good speed, some great control, but you certainly have been handling your own a little bit here in the mid-pack with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch machine. How are you feeling right now?
You know, I'm feeling a little down. I'm a lap down right now. I was hoping to get the wave around, but didn't get it. So I'm hoping for another caution. Hopefully, get a wave around, catch a break here.
Catch a break there. Now, going with that kind of breaks, that kind of situation too. How difficult is it to kind of really get some passing around here with this track as it is?
I mean, it's a little difficult. You got to really kind of plan it out before you actually make the move, and got to make sure you got the tires to do so, because this track just eats up your tires through 3 and 4. But going through 1 and 2, you can get a little bit of speed, you can get a runoff onto the back stretch, but going out to the front stretch through 3 and 4, it's a little bit more difficult.
Sure there. Well, nevertheless, here, Moynihan, we do appreciate you coming on board here, my friend. Best wishes and luck here from us in the booth.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Daniel Moynihan, ladies and gentlemen, here. Take some time to chat with you guys, let you know what he's thinking, let you know what's going on down there on his end. Take it down here, David Colton here in the number 99 here. David, right now, being the David of Goliath matchup here, you got quite a few, a heavy charge of some hard racers up ahead and a few in behind you, but you seem to be holding still and holding your toes up here right now, 99, 11 spots up. What's it doing down there for you?
I'm just hanging in there, man. I went ahead and took tires that last pit, and now looks like I'm having some issues here. But I went ahead and took tires and just tried to conserve and wait for the stage break, and hopefully that works out for me and I can hold on until a caution comes and do it all over again. We'll see what happens.
Now that you've seen all of it, you've seen kind of now a position to be put into, do you think maybe this 99 has something for these guys in the top 5?
I guess only the future can tell, my friend.
Yes, that is very much the truth here. Whenever that's Colton, thank you for your time here, my friend. Yeah, Colton, ladies and gentlemen, the 99, taking some time to chat with us here. We'll let the drivers now get squared back up into position here as we're currently, I believe, trying to figure out who is going where and who is going when. Looks like Colton going to be put back behind the 8 ball here. I'm not quite sure what went wrong. Colton's truck has come to a stop here on the front stretch. You heard him say he had mechanical problems. Looks like he's got more than just mechanical problems. There's something gone wrong in that 99. It sounds like he's trying to refire it, but it's not going. There's no kick or any start from the ignition. If he's not careful here, he's going to get put a lap down, and he's going to be in trouble here. They will delay the yellow until they can figure out what is going to go down here with that 99. Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to get it put back in pit road. It looks like, yeah, he's going to get thrown in pit road here. Wow. Well, we just chatted with him for a minute. We were thinking maybe he was doing all right. He's going to do pretty good. And then you heard him just say on the call there he had problems down there. Well, they're going to say we're getting green. We're going to get back to the clean machine. Colton is in pit road. He's trying to work out some bugs, work out some glitches down there. I do not know what went wrong or what happened there. Just note that I swear it was not on our end. If it was we did not intentionally do that. We don't know what went wrong or what happened. So 19 driver field in this one here, though. Awesome to see and pretty crazy to believe, but nevertheless, still have a lot of racing to go. And it's time to kick up a few notches, time to kick up a few bases here and see what they can do. We'll bring them down around the edge here, the backstretch into turn number 3, down turn number 4, and this time by, we'll let them on down, let them rip once again. Field set to go once again here, and drivers are ready to do it again. We'll bring them off the edges here, down in turn number 3 into 4, looking for the start, looking for the gun. Fire them up here and bring them back in pace into the next level racing restart zone. Time to get back to the green flag. We're back underway. Fire them up down the back straight away here. Tyler Warwick, Nicholas Tong right underneath each other, looking for the lead. Tong right now, the Holzvets 55 looking to trying to hit up any kind of position he can, trying to hit his marks while still stay under control. Khan a little bit all over the place here. He's got two ladies kind of squishing him from outside and the inside. And meat of the sandwich in that 3 wide salute. Chantel Bonnell making a huge run on the outside. Big move, powering right off the corner for the 5. And the big bad Chevrolet comes running right towards your living room at Tyler Warwick. Oh my, what a charge there, just like we saw back in Atlanta last week, but this time, no troubles getting up into that front half. She makes a huge move for the lead now, goes for them all. She's got to work right up ahead of her, though. That's not going to give her any room or any chance to breathe there. Bike right out, extremely tight dead here. Henry trying to make a move off, looking for the close corner run. Oh, side-by-side positioning for these drivers right now. Every single one of them put into a very narrow edge spot. Corey Reed and Tyler Warwick down, duking it out. The 5, Chantel Bonnell, maybe looking for a redemption of her own. She's hustling right now, my friends. I don't know where she's finding it, but she's getting it good. Con down to the bottom, finally gets a run up on Corey Reed as we go 3 wide salute yet again. 3 wide salute off in the corner and off into the distance here. That was a huge move off from 07 to Cindy Taylor. While Jason Henry and Tyler Warwick as well still deal with each other in their constant bickering and battering. They're doing what they can to see who can get the better of the other. Tong in the middle right now, right with Joe Nettleman here. Nettleman trying to keep himself into a very unique, subtle situation and perseverance here. Joe Donovan has not been in a top half, top 5, top 3 spot in quite some time. He's looking to change that today with this race position here. Off the ends here now. Watch out there. Of course, Kevin Baker in the 87, a lap down, but he's not giving out just yet. Trying to get back up at these boys. Colleton still with mechanical problems down there in the 99. Something has seriously gone wrong down there for him and his crew. And, you know, that is an absolute tough break and a tough little pill to swallow. I'll be the first to admit that up front, because I've been in his shoes plenty of times before. Big dog Daryl Arnold though on the front end here of Dustin Soninker in that 50. He's making some serious work of the track. He's making some serious timing and positions as well. You can just see how close and how narrow of a gap you have between yourselves and anyone else here on these intermediate tracks. So difficult to control, so difficult to work with. And yet at the same time, when you get put in a position like that, sometimes you just kind of bump and run one another around here, or getting a little bump there from that 14 Joker Joe Nuttleman. Oh yeah, I said intermediate, I didn't say a short track there in Nuttleman. Joe's not giving an inch though, man. He's giving it to these boys and giving it right back at him. He won't have none of it today, it seems. And honestly, you can't blame him. He's been put under the radar and put under the fire a few times. I think today he's saying, I just want to get back at all those that thought I couldn't do it. Oh gee, I've never seen this before here. The 5 and the 21 battling it out on an intermediate. It's Kentucky and it's Con and Pottle behind the wheels. Well, I guess I haven't said that enough times, but yeah, we're back renewing one of the toughest and biggest rivalries here in the Petaluma Racing League scene. Chantel Pottle in the 5 and the 21 of Robert Kahn back at it once again, mano-a-mano. These two know each other well. These two will have no holding back from one another. They will give everything they can and then some. Construction number 27 of Corey Reed has some company down below him here, and then number 3 is Jason Henry. That's Henry. Looks to continue to form a pretty solid season, a pretty solid racing habit here. He's had great moments before, and he also, by the way, already has a race win this season. Remember, it was back at Daytona, or excuse me, back on our first race of the season. That was where he had won the biggest race in his mind, in his opinion, for all that time's sake and all that time being. He hasn't really been able to get back at it though, really regain or regrasp that position in that area. He said to me earlier today, I'm looking to give myself more opportunities and more times to strike. It was at the iRacing Super Speedway I should clarify that he won at. I was gonna say Daytona and Talladega, but that's different leagues, also have different seasons. So you just kind of doing the same stuff over and over again. It was kind of nice to see the iRacing Super Speedway kind of thrown in. I think the drivers got more than their fair share of being thrown into a unique spot with that track, that's for certain. Cindy Taylor now dropping in for a spell or two here, looking to spellbind both drivers right in front of her. Keeping up her control, keeping up her distances here, seemingly, and not seemingly, under the control and under the speed that she wants. A lot of drivers right now, though, they are going to be definitely conserving up a bit. They're going to be keeping a close eye on where they're at and what they're up to. Kevin Baker, remember folks, also the A70 is still a lap down here, but yet still continues to drive up through the packs, through the ranks here. He does not want to be put a lap down any more than he already is. Again, as a lap traffic driver, you kind of have kind of a double-edged sword to deal with, which is being put into that fabled spot, that fabled position, while also dealing with other drivers kind of trying to get back your mojo, trying to get back the speeds. Funny thing is, Orchid, again, you know, he set the fastest time, but he seems to be the most off-paced, off-centered here when it comes to the control and the version of the track here. I'm not sure if really he had more of a very good short run speed, or maybe the track's starting to bite him a little bit. It is cool down here in Kentucky. Even for a cookie cutter track like this one here, I wouldn't have thought it would have made things as difficult as it is, and early as controllative as it seemingly may be. No, it definitely seems as though the track is kind of being a little bit more hostile towards him and his way of the race. Daniel Moynihan here in the number 77, having a little bit of fun with the 7 toast crunch scheme, dealing with that 28 of Cody McWright right behind him. Cody been having a bit of a good season when it comes to the push limit side of things, but maybe not so much on the pedal to metal end. Kind of put back forth off the rack and off the track here, trying to hang in there, trying to keep up the distances and control the pace as well. But Jeff finds himself today in maybe the worst end of the track, maybe the worst spot to be put into for now. Big battle coming up here with Nicholas Tong and Corey Reed, while Chantal Bonnell and Robert Kahn still deal with each other here. And almost like, in my opinion, it seems like the farther we go into this run, the more drafters you see, the more controlling the pace, controlling the conservative nature and the work spots that these guys seem to be kind of coming up against. Doesn't seem like a lot of folks are going too hard in those corners anymore. Doesn't seem like a lot of drivers are trying to go too crazy. See, even as well, some of those lap times really just kind of tell you exactly how these drivers feel. They're trying to watch themselves and watch their throttle. As you see, top 5 right now. Well, Pottle, she had a 30.91 as her fastest. Kahn had a 30.75. Corey Reed had a 30.75. But Nicholas Tong, surprise, surprise, at a 31.28. And he's been laying low for a good chunk of this race. Really just trying to avoid any contact or any kind of position he could be going into. Kahn and Chantel right now, both drivers still pretty close to the ties, pretty close to the edges here. We are now down to a mere 40 laps left to go here, race fans, and when we come back, one of these drivers will be able to take home the big prize and take home the big shot. But which one will it be? Find out with us when we come back here on PTM Racing TV. Tonight's race here under the night skies, part of Kentucky, has been brought to you in part by our friends at Next Level Racing. Take racing to the next level. By the Butt Kicker Company, best in performance for feeling real tracks of the virtual world. The Butt Kicker, feel what you've been missing. By Hubka Realtor, looking for a perfect place to call home? Call up Chris Hubka and Hubka Real Estate Group to get yourself settled in today. By FPGPC.net, matching your want with your wallet. We'll always work with the best PCs to build the best one at the right price. And by Lightning Wraps, most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wraps looks to bring out the best designs in your library.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wraps. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wraps. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Welcome back here, race fans, right here live still here at Kentucky Speedway. Here we are currently watching a bit of a dogfight going on down on the track. As the former race leaders here are going to have a little bit of a tussle, a little bit of a battle back here between each other and themselves. 21 and the 5 here, Con and Pottle battling out here. While Corey Reed in 27 regains the race lead away. As Ryan Brennan now moving back into the second place spot. Corey Reed went 2 laps in ahead here of Con and Pottle here, although now the Glitchcrafter Gremlin seems to not be having a hit with him today. Gonna have to be very, very careful here. Cindy Taylor right where she's at right now, right where she wants to be to continue her points dominance and her points lead. Keeping up a pretty good pace, keeping a pretty good spot here. Pottle and Con now back at it with one another. Con got ahead of the 5, now it's time for the 5 to bring it right back at him. And she is not giving an inch here, folks. This is just 2 drivers. Not gonna care, not gonna give a darn. They want only what's best for themselves and best for this win. As they have 2 drivers just kind of watching on in an awe-inspiring momentum. So much positioning and so much throttle control, everything put into full perspective. Every single one of these drivers know they cannot let off, they can't give in too easily. They have got to stay focused and stay on that verge, on that nose of the charge. Cindy Taylor having to be left high alone on the outside, going back to the bottom. As Con regains the race spot away here in second. The 5 Chantel Bottle though back on his bumper here, back on the corner, but goes a little too wide, driving too hard off the end of the turn. We'll have to try to settle back down a little bit. Jason Henry taking full control of that and taking full chance on that shot. Ryan Brennan here, the 15, down low here, the number 6, Darrell Arnold, the big dog now dealing with some company and some pressure from the 15. Both drivers hot on the stake and hot on the verge here. No driver giving it out, no one giving an inch here. You're giving what you're getting and you go for what you go for. That's the way we like it here on PTM Racing TV. And seemingly no end to this. That's where they will keep it too. Well, now 30 laps remaining. We talked about it being 40 to go earlier. Now with only 30, this race starting to pick pace and starting to pick up a little bit, in my opinion. It really all boils down to the fact that you've got multiple drivers controlling multiple areas of the track, controlling multiple rounds of the race here. Corey Reed, last time we seen him in victory lane, who am I tell you, it was quite some days ago. Probably not as long as Kurt Busch's was when it came to getting his race win back in Kansas earlier. By the way, congratulations to Kurt Busch on finally getting a monkey off his back and getting the 2311 race win out there for that team. Definitely a lot of hard racing to get to and come from, but it's good to see him finally put one back on the patch there and get himself into that playoff. So hopefully things can go good for him and the Kurt Busch crew. Speaking of going for good right now, Julian Condé right now come back from pretty much kind of a unique little spot position as well. He's firing up hard right now. Kevin Menapace, as he is now charging up ahead of him. Menapace did go a lap down, unfortunately, due to some unfortunate issues in pit road, as well as, well, I guess you could say kind of that old tag there from that number 18 Conde. Steven hitting the 33 here, moving into the top 10 once again, making some good charges here. And really, well, I want to make something kind of clairvoyant here right now. Henning, Oric, Rideout, Hoddle, and Reed. They are all from the Canada region, the Canadian region here, and they are currently all in top 10. So about half of them, they're the American side. The other half is the Canada side. How about that for some international flavor here on the show? And they've been pretty much back and forth one another all day long, kind of giving every one of these drivers just some interesting issues here. So right now at the moment here, currently looks like I am registering about 13 drivers on the lead lap right now. One of them actually kind of surprising to me that as far as he is back right now, he is at number 55, Nicholas Tong. Tong actually not on the lead lap. By the way, he's in 55. He's actually one lap down. Bit of a surprise to me here. Would not have expected him to be so far back in position. He did pit in lap 63. I don't know if maybe that was an intentional strategy or what he's up to here, but that's still at least a 38 lap run on a fuel line here, which I believe only the fuel cells only take about 40 at most. And even then, 40 laps is still maybe not enough here. Well, I've talked about Con and bottle bound all day long here. Well, Sidney Taylor and Jason Henry for like the last 20 or 30 laps or so have not let off each other's tail here. Sidney Taylor right now looking to try and bolster some speed up on the runs here, trying to get something up on Henry. Or could just be trying to play it safe and conservative and get herself another top 5. She's talked plenty of times here about wanting to just simply keep her hot streak going, keep her hot speeds keeping up the pace. Definitely a bit of a tiny of a under control momentum booster, kind of a in the line the shot here, take no prisoners kind of attitude. I would say it's kind of that Marauder style, and you may have heard me say about one driver on this show before, but it's definitely a very controlled, stay very little centered off area. 22 laps remain right now, and now Corey Reed's race lead is now going to be challenged up by the 21 of Robert Kahn. Down the back straightaway here, setting up for the corner. Got some great speed there. Kahn now looking for an opening. Moynihan, that's 77. Gonna stay low and out of problematic territory here. Send it back on around now, down on the front straightaway. Reed, look at this. Trying to use the 77, just a little bit of a blockade. No, but that's not gonna work out this time. Whoa! Oh my, right into the wall protection goes Moynihan and Reed's race lead just completely thrown down to the wall. Thrown out of the ballpark and into something else here. Reed just got thrown into the wall protection there, trying to follow Moynihan. And unfortunately now, we're going to pit road, I believe, to get that damage fixed, get some tires up on that truck. But my goodness, did he even have a good run? And it looked like he had a solid race ahead of him. And that was not the case there. Reed heads into pit road. Looks like his fuel run comes to a swift end. I think Kahn and Pottle doing much the same here. Now, if Kahn does not time that pit stop properly here, Chantel will have a very good chance to start stealing one from him. Jason Henry is going to go into pits now. Looks like he's going to try to time it out. That will give Nicholas Tong some more chances to really get back into this here. And I think that's exactly what he's hoping for. I think he's hoping for a break, kind of catching a bit of an opening. Every driver playing conservative, kind of playing it more under control, seemingly have found themselves in the top half, the top bar epsilon, as you seen Cole earlier before his mechanical failures came down. We just spoke with him a minute ago as he got out of that truck. He said point blank, well, what happened was I literally lost power on everything. He said it was not our fault, by the way, so do not come at us about that. We don't have our voodoo dolls out to curse or jinx anybody. But thankfully the truck is okay. He's alright as well, so just a little bit upset and sad to say he won't be able to really bring all that speed and all those looks to his chances here. A lot of drivers going in right now, or a lot of drivers staying on out. Khan's going to stay out as long as he could, or now ends up in pit road. The 5 Shinto Pilot taking the race lead away. I think right now her strategy is pretty clairvoyant. Just go in and get only a set amount of fuel. If I was her right now, though, because Khan went in, I would go in too. Just get the fuel now and get out of there and hope for the best. Brennan will come up behind, but he's not going to have enough fuel run. No, she's not going to listen to that strategy. She wants to go for broke. She's going to go for it all here. She's going to go as long as she can and try to hurry in and hurry out. I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about that strategy. Keith Taylor saying, let's go Cindy and hey Chris and the rest of PTM's finest. Keith, good to have you back on board here. He's a little checkmate as we used to refer to him as. It's good to hear from him. Speaking of a checkmate maneuver here, how about this by the 3 Jason Henry? Square D checkmates that 27 of Corey Reed as he gets a little nudge in the back and squared off into turn 3, taking position in turn 4. Henry now moves into the 4th slot. Pottle is now in pit road. Ryan Brennan is staying on out. Now Brennan went into pit road on lap number 64, so I guarantee he does not have enough to finish the race out. I think he's really thinking he can go a very long run and strive and conquer that one with the best of them. We'll see in a minute. Pottle is only ahead of that 21 by so much. She needs to get out of pit road quickly here. She's fired up the engine. She's got the tire spinning. She's coming. She's not going to beat Khan out of pit road, though. Khan has got a full-length run ahead of her, and so does Jason Henry, Steve Taylor, and them. Every driver has a different plan, a different strategy. I can say everything I want in the booth. That doesn't mean anything to those drivers down there. I can only give you guys kind of what my thoughts are and what I see on the track. And I think everyone I know knows how I play it around these parks in the PTM series. I don't hold back my words back on anybody, and I will not start today. Thank you very much. Coming to the last bit, coming to the last line of sight. Brendan is the only one that has not gotten a pit road out of the entire bunch for that very, very long run he's been going for. I guarantee you, though, there's just not enough laps for what he wants to do, and it looks like he's already starting to feel the effects of it. Truck's getting a little bit more swayed off, a little bit more off the pace, off the nose, and finally he's going to have to end his little night out. Brennan heads into pit road, which means now that will give Robert Kahn his opportunity and his shot to take aim and take fire. Aim, shoot, and fire he does. Kahn has got that lead. Oh, but wait a minute, for how long? Look out, here comes the number 3 Square D body here. Look at Henry. I think he found his candy bars. I think he found the Henrys, and he has now shoved it right in Khan's face. Khan didn't even realize he was right behind him. Jason Henry with a slingshot move off the edges and off the corners, and may have been the move Khan was not expecting. He wasn't expecting any of that to happen. I think he was hoping for a little bit less of that and a little bit more of a controlled status. Well, that status has now been thrown out the window. Cindy Taylor moving right up ahead of him. She is now looking to possibly make a bit of a run, bit of a comeback story move off here for the 07. Corey Reed back into the 4th spot. Bottle back in the 5th run. Tong here, the surprise really in my opinion all day long. We've seen him pull off some great runs before. The 55 Hulvetsfeld 55 has actually been put a lap down and has been pretty much been put in a very tough spot all day. And he now looks like he's going to have to unfortunately live through this case, live through this problem here. Henry, though, looking to try to prove that he wasn't just going for a plate track win. He was going for a race win on all the tracks. This could be his night. This could be his time. Is it his night? He'll have to figure that out because he's still got a 07 NASA machine of St. Taylor right behind him. The hard charger of the day. In that number 07, she's looking to try to knock down Henry a few pegs. I mean, my folks, what a comeback from these two drivers. I thought, honestly, they were kind of left out of this race and kind of left out high and dry. I have to take that back wholeheartedly. Sydney's driving up a little higher right now. She's trying to get a hard charge to the inside, trying to diamond it right off of turn number 22. Couldn't get enough, though. Henry blocks. Blocking again. Trying to get back to the bottom. This time won't work. Sydney to the bottom now with the run. It's a dead even pace between these two drivers. Henry right now in a bit of a mix-up fight here between him and the 07. Can the 3 hold on just a little longer? We've got 7 to go. Henry might try to diamond bet back off here in turn number 2, trying to get a run off for the exit. Can't quite get it there. Now drafts off the 07. That could be his saving hope. A little bit of sparks flying though, entering into the corner of 3. Got to piece that corner, and that seems to slow him down. Truck didn't rotate out as well as he was hoping for. Taylor starting to run away, getting a little bit further, starting to clip hundredths of a second off on that number 3. Jason's last hope is literally the draft and just measuring out timing and persistence. Deja vu. We literally saw this against Kansas just a few hours ago between Kyle Larson and Kurt Busch. Larson had a huge lead, and then it was all of a sudden Kurt Busch came back and just kind of snuck it away and took it from him with some hard racing. We just witnessed that here again, but is the results going to end the same? Will the 07 and Cindy Taylor take this one on home? Chantal Bottle certainly hoping that Henry will catch back up and make a little bit of a mistake on Cindy because she's back in the 3rd spot. But an absolute impressive comeback with support and drive from every one of these drivers. So many of them coming from all walks and all plates here, just looking for that final battle, that last-ditch effort run, if you will. It's an impressive story to say the least, if you ask me. And it just emphasizes what these Pedal to the Metal Racing League drivers want to bring to the table. Cindy Taylor has just a mere 4 laps left to go. Holding down the lead, holding down the line. Nicholas Tong now right into the mess here with the 5 Chantel bottle. Getting awfully close here. Tong right under the nose, under the verge. Coming right off here, a little bit of a drive line into the inside. Tong putting now the boot up on the 5 Chantel bottle, and remember he's a lap down too. Menapace trying to get up there just to get one last position through. Looks like Bottle's not taking none of that though. Chantel continuing to drive hard, drive quick here with that 55. I'm not really sure why she's trying to run with this cat so hard and why Tong's running her that hard. I would have left it be and let it go. Focus on the edge of the track. Don't worry about lap traffic. Tong is literally in the 11th spot right now. I think he's just trying to get to Dustin Solnaker with whatever chance he can get in his mind, but I don't think there's enough time. 2 laps to go. Two laps to go. From 17th to literally the first place spot. Cindy Taylor has now found herself in the most unique position. A mere 1 lap left to go. Now hits the mark. 1 lap left. Final lap. Once, a couple of seasons ago, she had literally been the most consistent driver without a win. Did not pull off 1 victory. Now, in the trucks division, returning back to what she loves and what she wants to do, she finally finds herself in another impressive position and another impressive performance off the final corners here in turn number 3 and 4. The 07, the closer, brings it home. Cindy Taylor wins the FEG PC.net 100. Second will go to Jason Henry, and Chantel Otto will go third. Robert Kahn, 4th, Reed, 5th. What a race. She's been waiting quite a while to get this one in. She's been waiting quite a while to finish this out. At long last, Cindy Taylor finds herself back in victory lane and finally back here on PTM Racing TV. Strategies played into full effect. Strategy came in just at the nick of time. And that's what's going to give the big NASA 07 the race win. Let's take a look now at our results here, presented by, of course, our friends at Lightning Wraps here. Here's the final results now popping up on your screen. Cindy Taylor draws it in and draws it big. Big victory for her. Jason Henry goes 2nd, 3rd, Chantel Pottle, 4th to Robert Kahn, 5th to Corey Reed, 6th to Tyler Orrick, 7th to Mike Radow, 8th to Stephen Henning, 9th to Julian Condé, and 10th to Dustin Solnaker. That rounds out the top 10 at this field today. Race fans, when we come back here, we're going to take a listen to our top 3 here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a commercial message.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Alright, race fans, welcome back here at PTM Racing TV. As we now close out our night here, the throttle Chantel Pottle goes away 3rd out of the bunch here. Congratulations to her and her positioning. Simply put, a very impressive performance and impressive display there. But today here, of course, Jason Henry will come away here out of the 2nd place spot here. He now joins me here, race fans, here in 2nd place position. Jason, congratulations on a 2nd place finisher, sir. And man, I tell you what, we watched something very, very similar at Kansas on the real life screens. Now we go to the virtual screens, and here we are with you in that number 07. You jump right ahead of the gun. You get some good positions over Kahn. Taylor sneaks right by you and comes away with this one. What was it like, though, fouling out with those last 2?
Honestly, it was a blast. It was always fun racing Cindy and Kahn. I just burnt my tires. If I didn't know Kahn was out of tires, so I was running qualifying laps trying to catch him, and then I just burnt mine up.
Burnt yours up, Mayor catching him, but it looked like he ended up kind of having a mistake of his own, driving a little too hard and driving for a little too long, and really it seemed like you had kind of a different pace, kind of a different momentum boost there late in the run. I mean, really, Was it just kind of something you wanted to catch with your speeds, or did you feel like maybe that this truck was going to have to do everything it could there?
I was definitely going to have to do everything I could with that truck to be able to hold Cindy back. She was faster most of the race than me.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, I mean, at the end of the day here, she may have been a little faster, but it doesn't mean you didn't put up a fight and put on a run to the end here. So, as we sign off here with this one today here, my friend, who do you want to thank for the second place finish?
I want to thank all of our great sponsors, Butt Kicker, Lightning Wraps, you for being a great broadcaster, and everybody that runs the league.
For sure there. We appreciate the support here, Jason. Congratulations on the second place finish. We'll catch you next time out, bud.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Henry comes away second place out of the bunch here today. In that 07, though, you hear it first, you hear it now. Cindy, the closer Taylor, brings this one out yet again, and closer living up to the nickname.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Chris. Oh, my God. Yeah, everything went pretty much to plan.
It went to plan, it went every which way to Sunday and what you needed to do. Now, I'll ask you this here. You had pretty much a lot going on, a lot at stake and on the line here, but when you really started to push and show that the speed was there, I mean, I got a feeling you were thinking eventually Henry was going to try to get back on the draft and take a run on you there, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, but the car felt so good. I mean, I wasn't even going full throttle. I felt like my tires were great. I knew it was just whenever I wanted to get around them at the end. I got lucky. I don't know if anybody else took just 2 or something, but it was helping me get looser in the corner.
It was certainly indeed. It ended up being just enough control and speed to kind of rip around this track here in Kentucky, and a big victory for you and your crew. So I'll ask you this: who do you want to thank you for this one?
Oh, I would like to thank Lightning Wraps, the Butt Kicker Company, Next Level Racing, my internet, my kitty for not sabotaging my race, and all my fans and friends and family.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Cindy, very big victory for you and your crew. Definitely going to help out in that points league quite a bit. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, Chris. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the closer, Cindy Taylor, walking away with the W and the big victory here. What a performance and a raw display. Definitely some great stuff to say the least here for the FEGPC.net 100. Race fans, again, thank you to our friends at Next Level Racing, the Butt Kicker Company, Hubka Real Estate Group, FEGPC.net, and Lightning Wraps for your support, and to all you fans out there for your support to the show and support to the drivers. We can't thank you enough. We're almost here at PTM Racing TV. Stay tuned with us. Keep it real. We'll be live on YouTube in just a few short minutes. We'll catch you guys there in just a little bit here on PTM Racing TV.